And welcome to a run through of the SNA Planner 2025-2026. So as you can see, I went for lots of colour, and you have your 5 colour coded sections again, as you can see here on the contents page, with lots and lots of resources hidden inside. As you can see again, it's very much based on the continuum of support that we operate within. You have your yearly overview and your year at a glance here as well, which you can mark your important dates on that. In the caseload section, you have a section for school support plus to maybe put an initial and the children that you're working with. And then also we have other school support. So you might use a post-it because this is quite interchangeable for children that you work with for movement breaks, checking medication, etc. So you can record that right here. In the diary section, we start off with a minding you, which is really important. So hopefully that's something that's built into your day and your week, and there's also a place to record that. You have your timetable here, so 3 different timetable resources that you can use throughout the year. Here you have your monthly overview. So this is just an example of January, and as well as a teacher, I suppose, encouraging words for the month, we also have included monthly words of encouragement for the children that you work with. So maybe just a phrase that you might practice saying, and it's all built around building children's self-esteem and internal motivation as well. So that's just a little extra for this year. Here we have the weekly spread, so much the same as the last couple of years. It seems to work. So as you can see, there's a lot of sections there for toileting, transfers, medication, transitions, yard feeding. And the idea behind that is if all is pretty typical on a day, that it's just a tick box exercise, then repeating yourself over and over again. Anything that you record then is just something noteworthy for that particular day. It might be a visit that you have a visitor coming to the school, or an event that's going on in the school as well, or anything that has come up that maybe you spoke to the parent or spoke to a class teacher or SET about something. So that's where you might record that. The log of actions, it's just something that you might be sharing information. You're not recording on the log of actions. That's something that would be done by the special education teacher or even the class teacher. You also have your to-do list, and you also have a little minding you section that I hope everyone will be able to utilize every week. You have lots of note pages throughout then, just to kind of jot down any little bits that are coming up for yourself, any CPD that you might do, so you can utilize those pages as well. So they're right throughout. Then we have I've included 2 weeks of July provision. I've left it undated this year because I know finishing times for schools varies. You may not be starting at the same time. So I've left that free just for you to date yourself. So there's 2 weeks space for that to be recorded also. In the meeting section then you have an IEP template. You may or may not use this. If you like to jot some notes down in an IEP meeting, or what was said or what was recorded, you can go with that. You're free to photocopy that. For any SNA team meetings that you have or any other meetings that you have, you can record it in this space. Any other professional meetings, if you're meeting in OT, speech and language, clinical psychologist, anything like that you want to just jot down a couple of things that you've discussed, and maybe the actions are something that you will be partaking in, that's a space for that also. In the additional records then, I've added a little bit more to that this year. So we have our passwords, CPD log, and some space as well to record. In the useful resources section, I've in some educational publications, some light reading for everybody, and then I've also added in some QR codes for the NCSE Relate document, which you might have come across, some very nice CPD and resources that might be of use to you as well, and then just some interesting reads also. And that's it. Pre-orders open on the 8th of May at 6 p.m. and you can check that out on my website, www.primarylinks.ie. And thank you so much for your continued support. It's much appreciated.